Hey, what's up, guys? MugenLord here, and today we're going to talk about Capcom. We're going to talk about SNK. Yes, both of them in the same sentence. What am I talking about here? Well, apparently it seems like the SNK producer really like to collaborate with more projects with Capcom moving forward. And could we begin the Capcom versus SNK 3 or SNK versus Capcom 3? I think that would be awesome. So before we even dive into this article, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. It's been a while since I talked about fighting games here on this channel. Like, I used to be just dropping fighting game topics and videos and discussions back to back here on this channel. But I've just been in this JRPG craze, which will continue to be in the JRPG craze. But fighting games has always been my second favorite genre in video games. And I'm going to continue to talk about fighting games. And more specifically, with Capcom and SNK, I think some beautiful things is happening behind the scenes, in my personal opinion, that could manifest into something fans will enjoy moving forward. So we're going to dive into this article from Event Hubs. What we have here, it says SNK producers very interested to working with Capcom more in the future after Terry and Mai inclusion in Street Fighter 6. All right, and that's something that we're going to talk about here too, is because it was quite a surprise, quite a shock to see Terry and Mai. I wouldn't say surprise, because I said in my previous video that I predicted that we was going to get an SNK character at some point in Street Fighter 6. I just didn't know which characters it was going to be. It was just screaming that possibility. But let's move on. It says the original fighting game rivalry between Capcom and SNK dates back over 30 years now. Jesus Christ, I'm old. The companies are much friendlier in terms compared to those of the early arcade days, with Fatal Fury's Terry Bogard and Mai joining Street Fighter 6 as the series' first guest characters. One of the SNK leaders voiced his hope to work with Capcom more in the future too, and I think that's going to happen. I think it's probably already going to happen. Like I said, this is all corporate talk. Normally when they keep talking about things that they have interest in something, normally 9 times out of 10 they're already working on something at the very least, and we probably won't see it until maybe 3 to 4 years down the line, because this stuff takes time to manifest as far as development is concerned. Now, it says a longtime SNK producer Oda was recently interviewed by Push Square for the upcoming Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, where he was directly asked about the collaboration and relationship with Capcom. And I'm going to say one thing, I'm definitely going to get City of the Wolves. It looks really, really interesting. I think this would be the SNK game that I would dive into, because when it came to King of Fighters, like I said, I'm not an SNK person. I never grew up really playing a lot of SNK games except for Metal Slug and Samurai Showdown. But King of Fighters was always a hard pill for me to actually get used to, because, you know, jumping from Street Fighter and Capcom games to SNK games, yes, they are totally different from one another. And then the thing with King of Fighters, I have to learn 3 characters on top of trying to learn the mechanics and everything. But with the City of the Wolves, it's a 1v1. So I think it'd be another way, or a much easier way, for me just to focus on one character to understand the mechanics and the gameplay. And the game looks gorgeous. But to move forward, he says, we previously heard quite a bit about the crossover from Street Fighter director and producers, but not so much from the SNK cam's perspective. I quote, "We're good friends with Capcom and the Street Fighter team," said Oda, and Push Square. We actually started talking about this collaboration about 2 years ago at EVO. Remember that picture I told you about, guys, when they showed Cammy and Ryu, and they had the SNK characters on that poster board? I said, there's no way in the world that they showing that poster, especially legally. If Capcom and SNK is showing this, and these are companies it's not fan art, there's not fans that was doing this, it was Capcom and SNK doing that. And so, you know, companies can't do this without any type of legal sign-offs. And they did that poster board and had a lot of people talking. I said, guys, something is coming. Something is coming. Don't know what it is, but something is coming between these two. So when Fatal Fury's Return first had its gameplay reveal, we also asked about their status with Capcom, but they were obviously a lot coy back then. He goes on to reveal they're still meeting up with Capcom staff regularly, along with his interest to do more collaborations should Terry and Mai prove to be successful. Come on, prove to be successful. It's going to be successful. It's going to be successful. We got Terry Bogard, you know what I'm saying? And we got SNK poster girl Mai. There's no way in the world that this is not going to be successful. it's going to break the internet. It's going to break Street Fighter with those two included. And to see how they work in the Capcom engine, especially Street Fighter 6 engine, and see how they look on, you know, the RE engine too, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful craftsmanship. So I don't think they had nothing to worry about. I think they already going to be collaborating on future projects as we speak right now. So we're meeting with them quite a bit recently. SNK characters continue to be a hit for them. There'll definitely be more possibilities in the future, said Oda. We're always interested in working with them. Previously, Street Fighter's lead shared much of the same intimate with Terry and Mai, seemingly serving as the testing ground for more possibilities. They state to be interested in making a new Capcom version of SNK. Along with having a Street Fighter crossover for SNK, though, they claim nothing has been decided on that front yet. There's speculation that special characters development for King of Fighters 15 could be tied to Capcom, but it may be better to save that for City of the Wolves at this point. And I was also saying the same thing. I said it would be crazy if we get a three characters for King of Fighters 15. Me and Master Boris or Mega Boris talked about that too. 3 Street Fighter characters to make it in King of Fighters, or just 3 Capcom characters in general to be in King of Fighters 15. I think that would be pretty cool. But we do have City of the Wolves coming out, and City of the Wolves would be a good place to put Ryu or in Chun-Li and maybe Guile or somebody, or Bison in that game, as well as 3 playable guest characters. I think that'll also be pretty cool for, you know, Capcom to return that favor as well. So it says that both companies share farther connections now beyond their geographic location in Kansai region of Japan. Oda himself previously left SNK after their original bankruptcy in 2001 to join DIMPS alongside other devs from the studio, where he worked as a designer for both Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter Cross Tekken before coming back to SNK for King of Fighters 14. Nakayama is also very open about his love for classic SNK titles, so there seems to be a lot of respect and camaraderie between the companies again. With the recent announcement of Marvel vs. Capcom Collection on top of Terry and Mai inclusion in Street Fighter 6, there's renewed hope that the classic Capcom vs. SNK games could finally receive a modern release after more than 2 decades. And that's what I also believe too. I believe that we will get a Capcom vs. SNK 3, but I believe before we even get that, we'll probably get a crossover, some characters crossing over from Street Fighter, the crossover to like City of the Wolves, or some Capcom characters to cross over to King of Fighters 15. You know, have that, and then we'll have, as we get closer to a potential Capcom vs. SNK 3, we'll probably get a Capcom vs. SNK collection. That shit is going to make gangbusters. I mean, the Marvel vs. Capcom collections is already got everybody hyped, and I'm going to pre-order it this weekend as well, the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. But you know how explosive that would be if we get a Capcom vs. SNK collection. That will revitalize, you know, these 2D games, fighting games, and just the love for versus games, more specifically, you know, SNK titles that people, you know, aren't too, I guess you say, aware of. It's not the mainstream. I mean, SNK is very popular, has its own audience, but to actually bring that out there with the collaboration with Capcom will also still bring more exposure to SNK. So having a collection of Capcom vs. SNK, I would get that day one. I would double down on that, and I would love to play the hell out of that game. But to continue on to the last part, it says, speaking of those, did you know that one of the Capcom vs. SNK Fighters was the first game to offer console crossplay all the way back in 2001? Terry is scheduled release in Street Fighter 6 this fall, followed by Mai next year, while SNK is set to make their King of Fighters 15 announcement at EVO of 2024 next month. That'll be interesting if we see a Street Fighter character or 3 Capcom characters to make it in King of Fighters 15. I think that'd be something interesting to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this article. I think that they're on the right path with Capcom and SNK. It's good that they have a relationship with each other, but I already called it when we seen that poster from both Capcom and SNK celebrating both of their companies together, and I said something was coming in the works. Me and Omega Boris talked about it on our streams, that something was potentially happening. So I can't wait to see how this will unfold moving forward. So are you guys looking forward to playing as Terry and Mai in Street Fighter 6. I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And are you looking forward to a potential Capcom vs SNK 3 and probably a potential Capcom vs SNK collection? Definitely your thoughts in the comment section below. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe button for more gaming content here on this channel. This is MugenLord, sign off. I'll see you Game Fiends later. Peace out.